one.
So let me get this straight, Cody. Trying to steal my spotlight at WrestleMania? That wasn't enough for you? No. Cheating to beat me at WrestleMania Backlash, that wasn't enough for you. One little stomp on the announce desk, and now you're begging, pleading with Seth freaking Rollins for one more go-around. This time inside Hell in a Cell. Cody, you must be stupider than you look. That is the biggest mistake you've ever made in your entire life. Anyone who's ever stepped foot in that cell with me is changed forever. You already know my answer. I am going to exploit every one of your insecurities, and I am going to expose you for the fraud that you are. Rollins versus Rhodes 3. I accept.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to say other than I'll see you in hell.
This is referee Dan Perch, and come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introduce first your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the grip wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ.
What's up, my peeps? Yes, the Dirty Bird is back. I'm glad you guys all made it as I left you with Primo and AJ to take care of your wrestling needs last week and give you some really bad but kind of spot-on impressions of myself there. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But I am glad to be back, man. Episode number 64. It's going to be a good one here, man. Welcome to the Best Kept Secret in Wrestling podcast. And, of course, thank you to TW Ward, voice of the Memphis Wrestling out there, man. You got to go check those guys out. All right, wearing out his welcome, but he's back. I mean, I need somebody to argue with. The Undead One returns, Michael.
The lady said you suck.
She did.
You marks don't know what you like. Only I know what you like. And I'm going to tell you all about it, baby.
Just like I have wrestlers that have favorite moves, that is my favorite sentence, comment, phrase from the Undead One, Michael, when he comes on the show. I love to hear it and love to hear you say it. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing, man? Y'all did a hell of a job last week. Welcome back, Primo and AJ. What's going on, fellas?
We have a newfound appreciation for what you do.
Oh,
before we just thought you were just wasting time, but no, your job is hard. I didn't even do a lot of it. It was mostly Primo. I look like a school marm right now, by the way.
Yeah, you are sporting Rip Studwell, local professional wrestler and Iron Spirit Pro at a lot of shows. You got picked up his tank top recently, and he's been writing some books. You guys were talking about books and that kind of stuff. So Rip Studwell, right?
Spoiler.
Yeah, maybe coming up later. So Yeah, look, check that out, though. So AJ's going to try it on for everybody watching right now on YouTube. But I want to thank the sponsors and everybody listening on all those podcast platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. And on SportsWire Online Radio Fridays. It's still at 6:15 on the Eastern Standard Time, right before Thomas Bryce Show, each and every week. If you like the pod, please tell a friend and leave us a great 5-star review or a not so great, medium, whatever the review. We appreciate it one way or the other. Yeah, just leave us one. So, and tell a friend about us, man. I'm ready to talk some wrestling, man. I've been busy, of course. That's why I didn't make it last week. And, some things happening. Excited to get this thing going, guys. So let's start it off the way we know how. We got to see what the jukebox has for us today. If you guys are ready, man, let's see what he's got for us. Here we go.
Jukity box.
Some call him the whole fucking show. How about that, RVD? That's a good one.
Mr. Monday Night. Here's a funny story about that song. Growing up, I mean, it's one of a kind. For all of you that didn't know, but growing up, me and my brother, because of it's the way it's said or whatever, we're just stupid kids. We always thought it said, "What in the game?" And we're like, that doesn't even make sense.
No,
that's fair though. Like that sounds close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you guys are dumb.
That was good.
I said that. I said that before you. But you know what's not dumb?
What?
The fact that the sit-down marks. I don't know if this is what Dirty was doing last week whenever he was losing the swimming competition to the little girls.
There you go. Yeah.
But he could have been coming up with the recipe, because today we won the May 18th Bob Evans Sausage and Gravy Biscuits recipe competition submitted this past week. How did you know that you're supposed to do that, Dirty? Because I got the letter today that we won.
Well, I didn't want to spoil it. I don't like spoilers, so I was working on that recipe.
What was that one again?
The May 18th Bob Evans Sausage, Gravy, and Biscuits recipe.
Okay.
Competitions.
It's our longest word award yet.
You know what you need is sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
Right.
By the way, did you guys know that last Saturday was National Buttermilk Biscuits Day?
That's why That's why Dirty did it. Okay.
I'm just saying. That's
sure.
It tracks.
It was National Buttermilk Biscuit Day.
No, I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
I believe.
Makes total sense.
Oh God.
AJ, what you got in this day in wrestling history, man?
Well, this day in wrestling history, which is May 18th, for all you dirty, smelly marks out there.
It just gets dirtier and smellier.
In 1964,
Smarmy next week.
Back when Dirty was loving the smell of napalm in the morning, Gorilla Monsoon, the legendary Gorilla Monsoon, defeated WWF World Champion Bruno Sammartino via disqualification in Pittsburgh, PA, one of Bruno Sammartino's very rare losses.
Yeah.
And then we have a whole lot of nothing that happens. Like it's like
not much, huh?
Ric Flair and Roddy Piper defeated Kevin Nash and Scott Hall in a 6-person tag match in WCW Slamboree. They were in Charlotte. Episode of Raw.
Sure.
That one's sad, so I didn't want to mention it. Davey Boy Smith died today.
British Bulldog. Wow.
And Kevin Owens made his WWE roster debut. Like there's like nothing going on this day in wrestling history. However, I do want to say that it's one of my most hated wrestlers of all time. The Blue Meanie was born this day in 1973. I hate the Blue Meanie. I think he sucks.
Yeah, I was never much of a fan either of him, but I liked him in ECW, but I don't know. Like the Blue Meanie thing, no, not so much. But
No.
yeah, he was. I don't know. He was one of those guys. I think you liked him or you didn't. But all right, Primo. I know the headlines are pretty hot at the moment. What you got?
So the headlines this week, where did those go? There they are. Okay, so there's this one. I don't even know. You have to tell me how you feel about this one. According to various reports, they have reported via their reporting systems, as they do. They have all reported that Ric Flair is scheduled to have one final match on July 31st.
Absolutely fucking not. No. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, what the? He's like 70 something.
Like, how is he?
He almost died. He almost died already.
How is he supposed to have a final match?
I saw him taking bumps with Jay Lethal not too long ago.
No.
Who's he supposedly going to wrestle?
So originally it was pitched that he have his final match against Ricky Steamboat, but via SES Scoops, Ricky Steamboot.
Is that the Canadian?
Way
Ricky
to go,
Steamboat?
you fucking moron,
Steamboot.
Primo.
Sorry about that pronunciation.
Fucking Steamboat has declined the offer to face Ric Flair one last time.
I don't blame him. No, nobody.
So as of right now, opponent undecided.
Who is going to promote this match? Like, who's going to take the liability of Ric Flair possibly dying in the ring?
Yeah,
some promoter will. Just on the names alone.
I don't even know. It's going to be at the Nashville Fairgrounds. I do know that.
Oh, God. Like, this is Ric Flair, and he's doing his last match.
Well, it's the Jim Crockett Promotions, and it will be streamed on Fight TV.
Oh, boy.
Oh, for the love of God.
That's $10 Fight TV.
Oh, God. I know, right?
So, moving on from that, I just hope the old man makes it through the match. And
no, just don't do it, Rick. Don't do it.
That match is going to be a sphincter clencher the entire time. Just every spot. Just
sounds like a good finisher's name.
The sphincter
clencher.
Is that Ricky Steamboot's finisher?
Oh, Ricky the Dragoon Steamboot.
Straight from Saskatchewan. Ricky Steamboot.
It's Ricky Steamboot, eh? Oh, so moving on to the probably the biggest headline over the past week, as we all know via Monday Night Raw. Those various reports again. They reported and were reporting live during Monday Night Raw that Sasha and Naomi walked out of Monday Night Raw. They were initially slated to be part of that six-pack challenge for the number one contendership, but
it was supposed to be the main event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a few reasons have been stated. I don't know I haven't sifted through the truth and the rumors, but what are you guys' thoughts?
My thoughts are, I did not read this report or nothing like that, but Raw looked very discombobulated, before I even knew about this story, and then it was like they had to scramble last minute. So I don't know, kind of makes sense because like all of a sudden they start changing everything, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I'm never a fan of anybody just quitting like that, like on a spot. Like, I don't know. Like, couldn't we at least got through the night and then talked about it? But I'm not in their position. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to.
So there's two stances here. One stance, me, you believing you sign a contract, right?
Sure.
And when you sign that contract, you basically do what you're told. But on the other hand, which is this is the side that most people are leaning on. Stand up for what you believe in. So, and that seems to be the case here. They didn't want to do a certain thing, or they didn't believe in the way it was going, and they stood up for it. And
sure,
that's why they walked out. I don't really know the real reason why they walked out, but that is in the rumor mill.
Right, and I like that too. I mean, I get that idea of it too. You know what I mean? So, You know.
Well, personally, it sounds like there's been a lot of people really unhappy with WWE and their creator for a long time. This to me isn't like this is just a one thing that happened and they're like, fuck it. This seems like it's just been building for a long, long time. And yeah, the secret's out about the wrestlers at WWE are just not happy right now. So I don't know. Like, on one hand, you're right, Primo. Like, stand up for yourself. On the other hand, sign a fucking contract.
Right. Yeah. There's two sides of the coin.
Take millions of dollars and quit bitching.
Like, at the end of the day, it is kind of your job, and that's what they're paying you to do. So, but
I wish I could walk out of my job like that and be totally fine.
Right.
That'd be great.
I mean,
it is
disrespected. Getting disrespected at a job. That's kind of like what you do as an employee. Sooner or later, you get disrespected, right?
I was going to say that's not new. That's not a.
Now this isn't the first instance. With
that was just the wording
with Sasha, right?
No, she's had a few problems.
Yeah, she's pulled this before. Yeah.
And this time, her and Naomi both did it. So, anyhow, moving on.
Can I say one thing about this?
Yeah, sure.
There's a part of this story that's kind of chapping my ass. People are reporting that, Sasha Banks manipulated Naomi into leaving. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
she's a grown-ass woman. She can make her own decisions.
Yeah. Right. Also, she's not stupid. Like, come on.
Exactly.
She's not getting manipulated.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, too.
Plus, Naomi's husband is in the bloodline, too, so...
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Anyway.
See, we're not even arguing yet. See, look at that.
Not yet. Look at that.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah. Fuck you, Michael. I hate you.
That's it.
Give it time. Give it time.
So,
yeah.
According to WrestlingInc.com, Edge was initially pushing for Harlan to be a member of Judgment Day prior to his release.
Harlan Heat?
That's exactly what I thought as soon as he said
Yeah.
Stevie Ray?
I mean, yeah. They kind of need like a mysterious muscle kind of like that right now. You know what I mean? Like Damien's kind of the henchman. They got the girl in Rhea. You know, they kind of need like a soulless monster.
I read stories. I read stories about who that would be. I read rumors about who.
Please tell me your rumor.
Enlighten us.
Finn Balor is.
Yes, I did hear. I saw that too.
I read that, and I hope not, because that means that they're going to break up. 2/3 of my dream faction, which I don't want them to do.
I mean, your 3/3 of your dream faction doesn't include Liv Morgan.
I mean, sure. You just need Shinsuke in there, and then I'll be happy. I'll be content.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she might be the girl.
Yeah. So yeah, I was never like sold on Harlan, and now don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's a fantastic athlete and all that jazz, but I was just never sold on him in NXT because they never really did anything with him yet.
No, they didn't.
Exactly.
So anyway, moving on. They heard us, AJ, last week on our pod because another ROH logo has been applied for trademark, and it's still not quite there, but it's getting there.
It's not great.
It's still not great.
It's better.
Better than last week. Yeah. So they must have listened to the pod. And
I knew they were going to.
And we talked about their basic shit last week, and this week it's a little less basic, but still basic.
It's a little more flourishy, but it's still pretty.
Oh, the letters can move now. I mean, that's,
Oh,
that's still very
fancy.
Default font.
Yes,
okay.
it's. They went from Times New Roman to Courier New.
Yeah.
Like simple can be okay. It's just got to be clean. You know what I mean? It's got to be. You know what I mean? Like, but. I don't know.
Not a fan.
It sounds like a Tony Khan thing. You know what I mean? Like he's, totally.
He's like, here's $5. Go find a logo.
Right? Yeah.
He's like, go pay some teenager in high school to make us a logo real quick.
Yeah, go to like the graphic design 101 and find the logo.
Knowing Tony Khan, he probably did that and then say, you know what? I'll just be involved in myself. Hang on a second.
I'll just do it.
I'll just do it too. Don't worry.
Did I see this right today? Tell me if you guys see any of this. Does Bischoff and CM Punk got heat now all of a sudden?
I feel like Bischoff tries to have heat with everyone.
Bischoff said he's the worst return of investment of any wrestler he's ever
he did
seen.
say that.
Well, then Bischoff is a moron.
Yeah.
So
Yes, he is.
there's a lot of stuff I don't agree with Tony Khan doing. Signing CM Punk is one of the big things.
I would say probably in merch sales alone, he's probably
Yes.
Sure.
Hey, how are those guaranteed favored nations clauses going for Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, Eric? How's that going for you?
Right.
Yeah, let's talk about your
kill your own company.
fucking
moron.
Yeah,
all right, cool. So I did read that right. Cool.
Yeah, and it's dumb.
A lot has happened. I lost at a swim meet to a bunch of girls, so I've been kind of dealing with that on the side.
I understand.
Wrestling has been on the side,
the
so
swim meet.
You've been
biscuits and
down in
gravy
the dumps.
recipe.
Yeah,
yeah.
Swim meets. You found out that you were from like deep Mississippi as opposed to North Carolina.
Sure, yeah, with like a Canadian swing South Dakota accent or something.
You sounded.
We have the absolute worst Dirty Bird impressions.
Yes, I'm changing your name to Foghorn in my phone. Old Foghorn.
So on May 12th, speaking of trademarks, May 12th, WWE filed a trademark for the name Bloody Brutes.
No, I'm done. I quit WWE.
I don't even know what that's supposed to be used for. It sounds like a tag name, but
the blood. It's gonna be Butch and
Bloody Brutes and Ridge Holland.
Yes, it'll be like Butch and Ridge Holland.
Yeah. It wouldn't be like
the Bloody Brutes.
Like Gunther and his guy. So, what was Eric Rowan
Bash
and
Brothers.
Luke Harper?
Bludgeon
Brothers.
Yeah,
that's even worse.
Kind of sounds something like that.
Wait,
the
Bash
Bloody Brutes? That's pretty fucking bad. Like
the Bloody Brutes. Maybe they're
you're thinking of the Bashams.
No, I'm thinking of
the Bash Brothers are brothers from the Mighty Ducks movie.
Or Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire.
Y'all were thinking of, here's my shameless plug to get Raw Resistance in the pod again. French Tickler.
Got him. So, via SES Scoops, Jim Ross, good old JR, has signed an 18-month extension with AEW.
Hooray!
Oh, God.
Good.
Oh, God.
Fightful Select has learned that OVW has landed a deal for a reality-based...
That was awful, JR. I was impersonating AJ, impersonating JR.
That was pretty good.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible.
No, that was bad. Thank you.
So, Fightful Select has learned that OVW has landed a deal for a reality-based show to air on a major streaming platform, either Netflix, Hulu, or Peacock.
Really?
Ohio Valley Wrestling?
Ohio Valley Wrestling, yep.
Yeah. I mean, did they get Cornette and Danny Davis to sign off on that, or are they just doing it?
I mean, they own all the rights to that shit, so
yeah. Huh.
WWE can do whatever they want with the property.
Put the Bloody Brothers in there.
And lastly,
Roots.
Final headline of the night: the 20th anniversary of we got a bunch of these 20th anniversaries coming out because probably the greatest wrestling class ever came out 20 years ago. 20th anniversary of John Cena's television debut is next month, and F4W Online has reported that Cena says he hopes to return to the WWE soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cena's one of those guys is going to just keep rolling, man. Yeah. Can always come back, rock. Yeah. WrestleMania next year is going to be pretty huge, I think.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty huge at the expense of current WWE. It will be huge and it will be awesome.
And it's going to be 3 days.
Roman's going over the Rock.
Oh, absolutely he is. Which can we talk? No, we'll talk about Roman during SmackDown.
All right. Time for the fans shout out. You can DM us on Twitter at SitDownMarks and let us know when and where you listen to the podcast, and we will shout you out on the pod. Today, we're going to shout out all our UK fans that check us out and listen to us on SportsWire Radio. Stay tuned, people. We got some nice things lined up here. We've been, we've talked to guys like Rick Marcus. We talked to guys like RPD. And we got some big things coming up here, so stay tuned. We're going to be bringing some stuff to you. It's going to be a very, very nice episode coming up here. All right, time for AJ's favorite segment of the week.
AJ's movie of the... Wait, he's not doing that this week. AJ's clip of... No, that's not right either. Wait. Oh, yeah. AJ's book report of the week.
Let's talk books.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. That was amazing. Oh, wait. He's not doing that anymore.
I got a good laugh when I made that.
Oh, wait. He's not doing that anymore. So, you saw this at the beginning of the show. This guy right here. Mr. Rip Studwell. I mentioned last week about how he has a book. He actually has 2 books. I talked about this one a little bit last week. This is a book of poetry. It's really good. So, I'm going to talk to you about this. This is called In Worlds Alone by Mr. Daniel Drake. It's his, we're going to say his nom de plume. Yeah, no one gives a shit about that fucking trophy. So I want to talk about this. Daniel Drake, a.k.a. Rip Studwell, wrote a book. It's short stories. Actually, it's like a short story in like 3 novellas. And it's really good. Like, it's kind of like, do you guys watch like Black Mirror? And it's like if you took Black Mirror, and of course you don't. Do you watch Twilight Zone? What's another old person show that old people would watch and be like, oh, nuts? Do you remember when Orson Welles did War of the Worlds on radio?
Yes.
Okay. So picture that in book form. It's really good. Like, it's really creepy and there's a little like unreality to it. And it's like, there's a bit of horror. There's a bit of like noir. Like one of the stories in here is called Eye of the Beholder. And it's very, it has like a detective as a protagonist, and there's like all this mystery going on in the background. It's fucking fascinating. But yeah, there's 3 more. One's called Tomorrow's Dreams, another's called Mortal Wastes, and the other one is called The Call from Home. It's called
In Worlds Alone.
In Worlds Alone, and you can buy it. You can buy it, and I highly recommend buying it. Support Mr. Drake. You can buy it first by searching Daniel Drake in Amazon. It's available on Amazon. So if you want to go there and buy it, please do. It's also available in a bunch of bookstores. Like one's called the Artsy Bookworm, as a store up in Rock Island, and they do online orders. There's another one called the Brood Book in Davenport, Iowa. There's another one called Prairie Lights Bookstore in Iowa City. So go and buy them. Not only is he an outstandingly entertaining professional wrestler, he's a really good author too. So if you like horror and like tech kind of sci-fi horror, or like film noir, or anything like a good mystery, go buy it. It's really good. Go buy it right now. Right now!
Yeah, nothing to Daniel Drake, wrestler name Ripped Studwell. He's also too one of the cooler guys. Always talks to us. Just awesome. Super cool. I love his gimmick. He is usually in a tag team at Iron Spirit Pro with Corn Boy, and they are probably the most over tag team in Iron Spirit, and maybe arguably the most popular wrestlers there, and just super cool dudes. And yeah, very awesome. Cool stuff. Go buy his stuff, man. Rip Studwell.
Also, look at his author picture. Like, I didn't recognize it at first, because normally, like, when we see him, he's in like Rip Studwell like gear, which means his hair is like all like right. Poofed out like Krusty the Clown, and
he's the super heavyweight.
He's
the super heavyweight ripped Studwell.
Primo, really quick, can we get your Krusty the Clown impression?
That will not happen right now.
What was like last time you were like, oh whoa.
Somebody give him some beers. Somebody give him some beers.
Yeah,
somebody give him some beers. So we do.
I did not buy any beers this week. And,
damn it!
I'm out. I didn't pregame the pod.
All right, here we go.
Go buy Daniel Drake's books.
Absolutely. Awesome. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am the Dirty Bird, of course, your heel host. It's time to talk about what we're going to talk about this week. We are going to review the famous Trish versus Lita women's match from Raw in 2004, December. They headlined Raw for the very first time. This was a big deal. Michael's here, so he's going to update us on the rankings for each promotion, and it's our reactions to the week in wrestling, of course. And finally, The Marks are going to battle it out in a very special edition of Squared Circle Questions. Tonight's winner will get a shot at my Kurt Angle trophy at Hell in a Cell on June the 5th for a chance to carry it to SummerSlam before they have to defend it. And we're going to be talking about that and more. It's going to be a really fun pod, man. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in on YouTube. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in all across those podcast platforms. Let's have some fun. Kick it off, Primo.
Acknowledge.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big B.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
And
you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right. Time for those weekly reactions for all these promotions that we cover each and every week. But first, we're going to kick it off with our indie roundup. Today, we're going to be talking about on May the 28th. It's coming up a week from this Saturday. I'm going to be down at Cape Championship Wrestling. Cape Girardeau, Missouri is where I'm going to be Saturday, May 28th, meeting everybody down there. They got a big show going on down there, so make sure if you guys are in the area, man, come check it out. They just started releasing the card, so it's going to be a big one, man. Chris Slammer is going to be on there. I'm excited to meet him. He's a really good follow on Instagram, as I've said before, so he's going to be there. Marco Stunt is going to be there in a tag team. They got some other surprises planned, and the card's already looking stacked, man. So I'm excited to see these guys down at CCW and excited to meet all the fans down there. So make sure you come and stop by, and I'll be giving away those stickers and free merch, of course. So come on, check me out down there in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Saturday, May 28th, CCW. It's going to be going down, man. It's going to be fun. All right, let's get to WWE, man. Got some big stuff that's been happening. Let's start off with SmackDown, boys. So what do you guys feel about Sami Zayn in this like associate wannabe role for the Bloodline?
So
you like it or no?
I hate it, but I love Sami Zayn. So like Sami
right?
Zayn's great, but I don't fucking care. You're gonna hear me say that. Okay, so Roman Reigns is problematic because we know that he is going to have that belt or both belts for a very long time, and I am bored and over it already. Like, he's great. Like, he's fantastic. Roman Reigns is awesome. I don't care about any of his feuds going forward. I don't care if he beats The Rock at WrestleMania, which he's going to do. I don't care. He's going to... There's no suspense. There's not going to be any story. There's not going to be anything.
We're not going to take it seriously, is what you're saying, because
no,
we know he's going to hold it. There's rumors he might take some breaks, especially from live shows.
I hope he does.
So
I don't care. I don't care about Roman Reigns right now at all.
Do they need to have like a I mean, they're not going to do it because they don't want to cut all these days streak that he's had the title stuff. But does he need like a quick loss and get it back to make us keep us interested?
Nope, still won't care.
Okay, so you're not going to care if he's champ or if he's not champ. Is it the Bloodline? Like,
no, because I think the faction is great,
right?
But like, I love the Usos, but I am so over Roman as Super Saiyan wrestler. Like, I'm over it. And you're welcome, Primo. That was a little reference.
I like that. That was good. That made me smile.
Like, he went Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan to get super nerdy. Yeah, that's right. He's unglued.
Dirty has no fucking idea what you're talking about.
They've actually turned Roman Reigns into Superman, and I am so fucking bored, and I tune out now. When I know that he's gonna have a feud. Drew McIntyre, sure, whatever, don't care. Shinsuke Nakamura, sure, whatever, don't care.
They're trying to put him on a top tier, San Martino. You know, they're trying to put him on, you know, the Mount Rushmore of WWE champs. But
sure,
I mean, I'll put it this way: if it was the only wrestling I had to watch, I would be annoyed. But there's so much other wrestling out there.
That's true.
And I'm kind of like, hey, I kind of want to see the streak keep going. I kind of want to see the eventual clash of somebody that might take it from him. Like I'm still in.
Yes, you and the Jurassic Park t-shirt.
Don't call on him. This ain't class. It's a podcast.
I want to hear what Michael has to say.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Because I will weigh in on this after I hear what he has to say.
Let's go.
Interesting you say this isn't class, Dirty, because I'm about to take you to school, boy.
Woo! Bring it.
What we have right now is a teachable moment.
Here's the problem, and here's why AJ's 100% right. You have a villain that is impervious. He has no weakness. The weakness is what makes the character interesting, because they have to work around that weakness. For example, think of some of the best heels in the history of the business. Who comes to mind?
Macho Man.
Macho, Ted DiBiase, Jake the Snake.
Sure.
Like, all of these guys had weaknesses. That's why they were great, compelling characters. What they did with Roman Reigns, when they first flipped him heel, okay, now we got an interesting character on our hands. But they went too goddamn far, like they do with everything else they do. So you have a champion who cannot lose in a credible way. Even if you build up Cody for like the next year and a half, because he's going to go against The Rock at Mania, which means he's going to roll it until at least SummerSlam, people are done. They've seen it. They've seen the show. They bought the T-shirt. It's donezo. That's why Roman Reigns is a massive problem right now, and of no fault of his own. That's why AJ's 100% correct.
Goddamn right.
I mean, it's a very valid point, but like I said, like, you know, I just feel like they're trying to put him like so far up there, like, you know, they want their guy to be the grandest, you know, like above all, like, you know, I mean, because, you know, who's more popular than him in as far as being the champion of a promotion?
No one. Absolutely no one.
Yeah,
No one.
And it's still the machine. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like it's breaking all these other parts just to make one part function at a high level.
And here's another thing too: the bloodline isn't that old yet. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, it's not. You know.
Well, because Roman was feuding with Jimmy and Jay for a little bit before they all joined, and that was awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
Here's another piece of this you might not have thought about. How long have the Usos and Roman Reigns been in the main titles shot picture for the main belt and those tag championships? How long have they been in that spot?
2 years.
Right. No, way longer than that.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like in the current iteration.
Not this iteration, just them as just performers, characters. Like babyface heel. Yeah. It's been damn near 10 years.
Yeah, so closer to 10 probably.
Just constantly hovering around that championship scene. No one else is getting up. No one else is getting over because they're putting all the shit they have into the Aew family. Let's be honest here. That's what they're fucking doing.
Primo, what do you think?
Well, I would like to insert like the 11-time tag team champs, the New Day.
Yeah.
But I also would like to say that on you guys' points about Roman Reigns, because that's just the way I feel. But no, for real though, in a couple of years when he isn't champion anymore, then we're gonna be like, oh damn, we kind of, you know, he had this historical like fucking 2.5 year reign. It's gonna be longer than that, but and now, you know, that was cool, and they did make him this unstoppable, you know, villain, which by the way I think is fucking cool. He can't be beat, so I want to see how they beat him, which you know it's going to be stupid because it's the WWE. But I'd like to see if they can come up with something. However, I think it's cool. I don't have a problem with it. Usos, honestly, who's better? Other than the New Day, who's better? As far as a tag team.
Usos are beating the RK Bro.
Usos,
FTR.
I'm
FTR was 100 times better than
they held the titles, didn't they?
For maybe 8 seconds.
And then they got hot sauce poured down their ass. So there you go.
Yeah.
In WWE, no, you're right. No one's better. The New Day is close. Street Profits could be.
Street Profits are like gonna be the shit in like 5 years. That's gonna be them.
Yeah, but
if not sooner.
It's gonna be a long 5 years.
Right, but yeah, man. I think it's cool. They haven't. What's the last time something like this happened? And it was an on and off thing with Triple H's Reign of Terror.
Yeah.
And how awful did that get?
Jeff Jarrett in Impact was pretty close to it. Like, no joke, Jeff Jarrett did a very similar thing in Impact.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's cool. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I want to see it play out. And I don't, as we talked about last week, if he takes 10 weeks off, take the titles with him, because I don't want some smozzy little shit to happen for him to suddenly lose the titles. I want it to be actually drawn up and a story built around it.
We'll see.
Can't take the titles with him because we hated that when Brock did it.
Different. I discussed this in the pod last week. I know where they're going.
I talked about that.
Right.
And Roman has also been working his ass off and deserves a break.
Yes. Whereas Brock would just show up.
Another thing about Roman, this right here where he's at, this peak that he's at, is where Vince wanted him 5 years ago, whenever he was trying to push him down their throats as a babyface.
Yes.
So he would have been this same thing 5 years ago had it worked.
But they kept trying, so it didn't matter if it worked or not.
Exactly.
He
so
was
that
in
ended
spot.
up. He ended up having to do what he is doing now,
right?
With his heel shit, which is cool.
I think I have a bad feeling they're going to turn him face during his title run.
The only difference between Roman Reigns back in the day and right now is he's heel. He's booked the exact same way. He's unbeatable, unstoppable, impervious to losing.
Unless you're Seth Rollins.
Yes, but even then, he who cares? He cheats to win one match a year. All right, well, a heel should be cheating all the time.
Also,
he's only really wrestling pay-per-views anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And live events that he was.
The other real problem with Roman Reigns that people don't really talk about is that Vince put so much time and energy into him that no one else was allowed to get over.
Oh, we talked about that last week too.
Well, you didn't air it on the main channel, you bastards. How am I supposed to listen to this?
I mean, Spotify.
Bring back Dirty.
Audio replays are available on Thursdays on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. All right, so I'm sure we'll come back to that. Let's keep rolling, boys. So SmackDown was in the Mohegan Sun Arena. By the way, if I forgot to mention that. So we get Raquel Rodriguez answers Ronda Rousey's challenge, open challenge, because she wants to be a fighting champion, yada, yada. But, but Raquel ends up looking good. Of course, she loses. I was laughing. I was like, they're doing this ravishing Raquel Rodriguez, and I give it about 3 weeks, and she'll be just Raquel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah, so, but, I'm liking her on SmackDown so far. Butch finally won a match here, and they want to, I guess they're showing that he's going nuts when he loses, nuts when he wins.
He's turning into a bloody brute of sorts.
Yeah. And then, so, to put it all in perspective, next week on SmackDown, we're finally getting the unification tag title match, allegedly. I'm not going to believe it yet, but, I think it goes on to a premium live event or something probably. But you got anything else for SmackDown?
No.
Smack it down.
Oh, you asked about. Sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say you asked about Sami Zayn earlier.
That's exactly what I was gonna talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
And this might come as a surprise to all three of you, but I'm so done with Sami Zayn after that jackass shit at Mania. I'm so fucking done with this guy.
How would that come as a surprise? You shit on it like you shit on all of Mania just because of that one fucking mousetrap that didn't go right. It was made out of PVC, so
that was sarcasm, Dirty.
I know, right?
No, so I actually.
And you're talking to three people who love the Jackass.
I loved the Jackass match. However, what I was going to say about Sami Zayn,
more mousetraps.
No, I just think he is super over when he's a face, so he needs to be a face again. And
Yes, I agree.
Cut off that ugly mop. And
stupid.
Yeah.
What is he doing with that exactly?
Exactly. So cut that back down to regular hair.
He's being the great liberator.
Go back and be a face and get his old music back, by the way.
El Generico or nothing.
Yeah.
So, because he's like, when he is a baby face, he's a freaking baby face to death out there. You got any crowd interaction. Everybody fucking loves him.
Yeah,
he's the kind of guy that'll be out there that he'll die out there on the mat for you.
Yeah.
I still want a babyface Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn tag title run. That would be fun.
That would be good.
KO was wearing Sammy's shirt on Raw.
Yeah,
they love each other, man.
You know, what's really funny, Sami Zayn is a terrible heel. He's not credible as an imposing threat. He loses all the time. Like, so why?
Oh,
why
I
is
think
he a heel?
he's great, whiny, loses all the time heel.
I see, but you have to like win at some point.
He beat Shinsuke Nakamura.
Who, by the way,
He lost to Johnny Knoxville.
Shinsuke made the list of longest Intercontinental title reigns at 12th, with over 300 days reigning, but only one title defense.
I was gonna say how many defenses though.
Wait, he's held that belt 12 times.
No.
He probably beat like
12th position.
No, he's 12th on the list. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of longest reigns.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's move on to Raw. So with Sasha and Naomi reportedly out, this show was all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it's being polite.
They basically had to scramble to make the card up and rework basically a 6-woman match that was scheduled. So what we got was Asuka beating Becky by the old green Great Kabuki spray.
The Tadgers.
And for all
Japanese
you
buzzsaw
marks out there that don't know who the Great Kabuki is, Google it, or the chairman will cometh. Okay. So Asuka beat Becky. So now she's the number 1 contender to Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title.
Hell yeah.
Hello. That's decent.
Wait, what?
Was that Asuka saying that, or?
That was the wrong soundbite.
So I'm over Lashley and Almost. Like, I don't know who I'm over more. I think I'm over Almost more than I'm okay with Lashley now. Like, I'm just done with this rivalry.
I don't mind Lashley. Almost.
Yeah, me either.
He's the great Khali. Like, fuck off.
Liv Morgan, she the third member of this little impromptu The Club.
Hell yes.
Be called something.
Hell yes.
With Finn and AJ, kind of looks that way a little bit. Maybe
I'm okay with it.
What's going on there?
It was almost like sacrilege that she was able to sweet him.
Right.
I was kind of like, you don't deserve to do that.
Right. It was like my mom coming to sweet me after seeing man. Yeah.
Did you just compare Liv Morgan to your mom?
I'm just saying that it was just it looked awkward.
Have one sexy mom.
It was like awkward. You know what I mean? Like it's like you didn't know she knew how to do that. You're like, stop, mom. Like, just what you want to do with Liv.
Like she was trying to do what the cool kids.
Like stop trying to be cool, mom.
Like hold it up in the air. Like, who wants one? Who wants
She's like, oh, this thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that was a little weird. And then Cody says we're getting Cody versus Seth 3 at Hell in a Cell. We'll watch Hell in a Cell just for this match. Like, I'm already interested because I think
it's going to be good.
I think we're going to have a new feud to bud off this match somehow for Cody or Seth, either one.
Who does he move on to? Seth is turning face soon.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, no way Cody's going to clean. Cody's going to be 3 times in a row.
Oh yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
WWE booking.
Look, here's a question for you though. Like, remove Reigns from the picture because let's just face it, he's above the main event now because that's just how he is. What's your new main event look like? It's Cody, Seth
Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Seth and
Kevin Owens is feuding with Ezekiel right now. He's not. He's mid card at best.
Yeah, but I mean, he's the only one of the mid carders that could be bumped. Like, who? What other mid carder could be bumped up to
McIntyre, I guess.
No, oh fuck, I'm so bored with McIntyre.
I mean, that's the. I get what you're saying, but like, who else?
He's the new Ziggler, man. Like, just all over the place.
Veer, I guess, goes up.
AJ Styles could go back
AJ
up.
Styles.
Sure.
Finn has been buried at this point.
Oh,
So,
Finn will never be a main eventer again.
Yeah, he's done.
I'd be fun to see some sort of title back on AJ.
I would fucking love it, especially face AJ. I love face AJ.
Definitely. All right, so let's move on to NXT. They say in 3 weeks at In Your House, which was Saturday, June 4th. So this will be the night before Hell in a Cell. Hold my finger like Primo. Gotta talk to him.
That's right.
So Gacy and Braun keep their feud going. So they're going to wrestle again at In Your House. Saturday, June.
They won't wrestle in my house.
They won't.
Not on my TV, they won't.
They're like Sting. You won a contest.
Right.
She's gonna throw me against the wall.
Yeah, this show was kind of funny.
Are
We
you
were
ready,
talking about
Billy?
that pre-pod. Braun comes walking in. He's like, "Hit my music," and comes out and talks and walking Rick Steiner, talking Scott Steiner,
Mm-hmm.
as we said before.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
Acknowledge.
For sure. All right, so Creed Brothers, what are we doing here? Like, Creed Brothers lose to the Viking Raiders. Is this, basically so the Diamond Mine can have their little split up here officially?
It's annoying.
Yeah, Creed Brothers are awesome, man. They should, I know their push is coming, but, it looks like they're going to get to a baby face push with these guys, I think, maybe. But, so next we got old Grayson Waller versus the greatest man on NXT. That's right.
Voila.
No. Andre Chase,
What
baby.
we have right now is a teachable moment.
This was match of the night here.
Hardcore country.
Yes. This was
Voila.
Waller won the match, man. Waller's kind of he's smooth, like in an acrobatic kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like a gymnastics kind of way. You know
Like in a Reggie kind of way.
Like his feint, no, but like
Don't you say Reggie to me?
like his finisher is kind of innovative. It's a little, like the where he jumps in from outside the ring to a spring cutter, stunner kind of looking deal. Yeah, but you guys aren't Waller. Y'all are all playing with your pens and shit. So
Voila. I'm always playing with my pen.
Von Wagner attacks Primo's boy Wes Lee, who is trying to make his singles debut here. So got a budding feud there going on. So we'll see what happens with that.
Nice feud for him right off the bat.
All right, boys. So main event was the two bosses, Pablo Santos Escobar versus the Don, Tony D'Angelo.
God, I hate Tony D'Angelo.
Escobar wins after the old brass knuckles trick where you put them in your trunks, when the ref don't see. Yeah, a little bang bang action. Night. Good night, Tony. Escobar wins. I don't know, man. It's okay. This boss mobster,
as we said last week, it's cool. Like, I can see what you're trying to do. But last week when they called D'Angelo and his little minions are counting money and shit.
Yeah, his cronies and
bro,
rubbing their hands
you're
together.
counting your paycheck, or you're not doing anything illegal. So why are you counting money?
No. Yeah. They sold a bunch of Beanie Babies on eBay.
Beanie Babies.
One of them had a Kango on, so that's somebody has to have a Kango on, right? Like
Furbies.
For sure.
I hate him. I hate this gimmick. I think it is so dumb and outdated. It would have been annoying in 2004.
Forget about it.
I'm going to hit you in the face. Tony Mama Luke.
I don't know.
Yeah. I absolutely hate gangster gimmicks. I've said this before. I think they're so stupid and so over the top stereotypical. It's so fucking annoying.
Okay, so what has there ever been a good gangster gimmick?
Razor Ramon.
Was he a gangster though?
Yeah, he was a scarf.
Cesaro when he was doing the 007 gimmick.
Cesaro.
Only thing I liked about that was his entrance.
Yeah.
He made his own pants, sir. I'll have you know.
the APA, were they a gang?
No, they were.
They were bound. Yeah, they were exactly.
I don't know, man.
Oh wait, no, I got it. Aces and Eights.
No, they were trash.
That's a motorcycle club.
Like, what are we even talking about? This is mobster stuff here. We're talking about Italian guys, right?
I'm just trying to think if there's ever been a gangster in any stereotypical definition that has been good.
That's gone.
Homicide.
I like Conan in Impact.
Conan was
LAX.
Conan could make Max Moon work. Like
I liked. Oh no, I hated Conan in WCW. I thought he was so fucking annoying.
Are you not getting Rowdy and Bowdy?
I'm certainly not Bowdy.
Yeah. Holla if you hear me.
I will do no such hollering.
That's it from my WWE wrap here. Michael, give us the rankings on WWE, man.
You got it, Dirty. All right, let's start with the main roster. So over the course of since Mania, I'm just gonna give you guys a recap how this works. I track every single thing that's put out on televised events, and I just track them, and they get points for winning or doing gimmick matches or what have you. Okay, your top most powerful person in main roster WWE, Veer Mahan.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, actually.
Undefeated since debut. He's on a 6-win streak. He has a perfect record, followed very closely by one Cody Rhodes, baby. He's got a 5-win streak going, so the only thing that's holding those two apart is Veer's wrestled one more match.
Wait, Cody's had 5 matches?
Yeah. Yes.
2 with Seth Rollins.
Kevin Owens.
Who's the 5th?
You're gonna make me go back through tons of data here.
Nah, I don't care that much.
Theory. He beat Theory in a DQ.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, it was the U.S. title match. Yep.
So yeah, you got Veer Mahan and Cody Rhodes, baby.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. I like those two on top right now. Let's see what more Veer can do.
Yeah, Veer, his entrance, I think it's kind of funny the way he walks to the ring. Like he's on a fucking mission, dude. Like I like it. I don't know. I like it. Anyway.
Wants to do some squishing.
Yeah, he does.
He's Bowdy.
Speaking of squishing, NXT, top tier NXT. Number 1, technically still the Creed brothers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they won a tag gauntlet match and put several people out, and so they got points for pinning each team they beat.
They did, yeah.
They have 4 points in 2 matches. So there you go. But your second place is one Nikita Lyons. Hear that roar, baby.
Bang, bang.
But yeah, Nikita Lyons looking real strong. The Creed brothers.
Yes, she is.
And then
she's looking real strong.
She's looking real strong.
Looking very bear catty.
The second closest it gets is Cameron Grimes. So if someone wants to do the catchphrase,
I've never once done that catchphrase, nor will I ever do that catchphrase.
But there you go. Creed brothers, Nikita Lyons, and one.
Voila.
So that's the strongest people in WWE right now.
Grayson Voila.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Let's move on, Primo. You got some Impact and NWA for us, sir.
I do. So, moving on to Impact. Is my voice normal?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. So, I just have a few items here I want to talk about before I get to the main talking point of Impact.
Voila.
First off, King of the Night, Kenny King. He's getting a little older, but he's still got it. You know, he beat Chris Bay to qualify for the X Division title match at Slammiversary. There was a really cool tag match with El Phantasma and King Switch Jay White versus Josh Alexander and Tomohiro Ishii, which of course Alexander and Ishii won. The main point, those were the two cool things other than the main cool thing of Impact, which was, so at the beginning of the show, Tom Hannafin announced that we are 5 weeks away from the 20th anniversary of Slammiversary.
Wait, the 20th anniversary of Slammiversary?
Yeah, it felt weird to say too. I know. That's why I paused.
Yeah, 20 years.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be June 19th, I think, they said.
So then, him and the Drama King announced that the Gauntlet for the Gold will make its return to the main event of Impact to determine who will have the new number one contender spot for Josh Alexander's Impact World Championship. Gauntlet, just for those that don't know out there in Markland, Gauntlet for the Gold is like a Royal Rumble, except the final two competitors have to make an actual match to decide the winner via pinfall or submission. So, getting to the match, I actually wrote down all the competitors in order that they came out.
Okay.
Because I don't have a whole lot to talk about in my two shows anymore, so I actually did this. The order of competitors that came out, this is exciting. The first two to start were Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Yes.
After that, we had Eddie Edwards, Vincent, Steve Macklin. Then we had Shark Boy came in.
Shark Boy!
Yeah.
Love that one. That was
I
awesome.
fucking love Shark Boy.
Oh, yeah. He's overweight, out of shape. Shark
Yo,
Man
he looked
now.
terrible.
But
You know,
I still
him and Motor City all embraced some classic TNA guys there. Trey Miguel, Raj Singh, Rupinder Gujar, Shira, W. Morrissey, EY, Eric Young came out.
Yep.
Johnny Swinger came out
yes.
in his little mini ring, being pushed to the ring by Zicky Dice, and then he was doing the bushwhacker thing, and he gets in the ring and immediately gets eliminated, and he keeps doing the bushwhacker.
And then bushwhackers. That is classic spot.
Yes.
Yep.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Next we had Heath, we had Black Taurus, Rhino, Moose, Rich Swan, Matt
Donut.
Always ready.
My fucking cat. Matt Cardona's music played,
Cat
right?
Cardona? What the hell are you talking about?
Cat Cardona.
So, Matt Cardona's music played, but psych, actually, Matt Rewalt, the Drama King, came up from the commentary table instead. After that, we had PCO. Then after all this went down, right, the final four, we ended up being Chris Sabin, the number one entrant, Chris Sabin, Macklin, EY, and Moose was in there as one of the final four, but as soon as the final four were about to start getting jiggy with it, the lights went out and flashed back on. Death Machine, Sami Callihan came out and caused Moose to be eliminated. Then the final two competitors ended up being
I got a fucking heart on my boy's back.
Eric Young and
We know.
Eric Young and Chris Sabin, couple TNA classics. Your winner and new number one contender to face Josh Alexander at Slammiversary is none other than Eric Young.
Yeah, giving old EY the nod here, man.
EY, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me just say this, man. When Jay White and Sami Callihan, if they lock up, my brain is probably just going to.
They're going to.
Yeah. That's going to be tough, man. That's like two of my faves right now. Well, and Lethal and Jake something, but yeah, that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh my god, like Sammy's back. I'm like popping, and I'm like, holy shit! I might see Jay White and Sami Callihan. It's going to be nuts. AJ's got the giggles today.
I can't get under control.
You can't. So I get this man some water.
Cat card.
Jay White, though, man, that dude, man, he is just personifies cool, man. I mean, he's done a lot of shit in wrestling, but the Briscoes promo was awesome on this show.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. They are awesome. They're so good.
And the promo, what I liked about it is they lifted up the titles. They're like, this is Impact.
Yeah.
It's been, like, it's been held by tons of people, and I think they even said this ain't no run of the mill titles. This is, the damn Impact title. Yeah. Like, that's good stuff, man. I'm glad they're there too.
Oh yeah, I actually almost put their promo in the intro.
Yeah, it was great.
So that was Impact. What do you have for Impact, Michael?
Well, first and foremost, I have to say the Gauntlet for the Gold was my match of the week to everybody.
Yeah.
That was
It was fun
to watch.
Yeah.
It was star-studded, had some returns, had some callbacks.
Yeah.
Good
It's like
feuds started.
Yeah, like if we can't have a rumble, a good gauntlet match works.
Yeah,
too,
it was so good. I loved it. I recommend everyone go check out Gauntlet for the Gold. It was solid.
I really like how it ended with the 2 TNA Classic guys.
Yeah, I love that. That was so good. Yeah, Impact just solid this week. An absolutely solid show.
Yeah.
So we got some power rankings for Impact Wrestling for you. This is going to come as no surprise, but your absolute strongest person in Impact Wrestling, Josh Alexander.
What? Weird.
But you know who ties him now after a stellar performance in a Gauntlet for the Gold match? Eric
Young, because you get nice.
Eliminated 3 people.
Cool.
Yeah, so you got Josh Alexander and Eric Young. Eric Young is being booked very strong right now. He's only had 4 matches and he's put up 5 points. So he's doing great. Closest next one behind him is Trey Miguel with a over 100% winning record as well. So there you go. The other thing that's really cool about Impact, just want to throw this out there, is that they seem to understand how to book strong champions that aren't too strong, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so they're doing some really good stuff right now. I recommend if you're not checking out Impact, check out Impact because it is good. It is good right now.
Yeah, I've been saying that too. Primo, you got some NWA results for us.
I do. They had NWA last night on Tuesday night, baby. And I have the card here for you because really the only thing significant that happened was they opened up with the promo by Pope, basically talking down Trevor Murdoch with his recent actions. They have a few, and basically Pope did all the talking. He's a good talker. And they're basically building on their feud. So that's going to be up and coming. But the card itself, we had the NWA World's Women's Tag Team Championship. The Hex, which is Allison Kay and Marty Bell, defeats and retain their titles. They defeated Maddie Brinkowski and Kinsey Page. Colby Corino defeated AJ Kazana. Team War, which is Jack Stain in the End, which is Pero and Odinson, defeated Gold Rush and the Ill Begotten. And finally, in the main event, Mickie James
you were spot on with it that time.
Yeah,
defeated Natalia Markova with Taryn Terrell in her corner. And that was your NWA card on Tuesday, May 17th.
Nice.
But like I said, the only thing really happened right now. Oh, but the Briscoes did do a promo also. There. So they did a promo on Impact. They did another one on NWA saying they haven't forgot. And La Rebellion, they are coming for them. Rebellion. I said that weird.
La Rebellion. All right, AJ, let's talk
Resistance.
Steamboot.
AJ, let's talk some AEW, brother.
Ricky the Drugan. AEW. Let's start with Dynamite. I have a couple of things that I want to talk about. So, up first, I want to talk about Dax Harwood and Adam Cole. They were in
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. So, this was an Owen Art Foundation qualifier match. This match was so good.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I love FTR's faces. They're, which is weird because they're the greatest heels ever. But they're so good as faces. And there were some great callbacks in this match.
Yep.
Sharpshooters aplenty. And did you guys see Martha?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was cool. She still looks miserable, but it was cool that she was there.
Yeah,
What
call me.
Yes, you with the yellow bracelet.
So, were you at all like interested as to why Dax came out by himself? Like, why didn't Cash Wheeler accompany him, being his tag team partner? Or do you think they're like, this is a singles match, we're gonna treat it as so, and I'm not gonna accompany you?
Yeah,
I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, I just thought that they're in the midst of a face turn, so
yeah.
That's
Singles match, I just figured.
So you can't accompany your tag team partner?
No, but it gives you an advantage that you don't need.
Yeah.
I mean, turns out he did need it because he lost, but
I would have. I was gonna say I would have liked to seen Dax go farther in the tournament.
Yeah,
because he's such an Owen fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I kind of felt like it was probably his wheelhouse. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it was fantastic, and we didn't get CM Punk right off the bat.
Nope.
He was second.
Yes. They made us wait, 10 minutes.
Yeah, he came out second.
He's actually, and that brings me to part number 2 that I wanted to talk about. I love it when AEW is in New York, specifically Long Island, because CM Punk gets to be just heel. They hate him so much in Long Island, and I love he came out with the wrong hockey jersey on, which is fucking great. And I didn't get this joke at first, but the player who it was apparently left Long Island under very bitter circumstances. So that was another part of the joke.
Another rib.
Yeah. And he was fighting Johnny Hungy, who is one of the most beloved baby faces in the company.
Silva!
Johnny Hungy!
Johnny Hungy!
How are you so good at that?
Johnny Hungy!
So
don't need to get you giggling again.
I'm good. I'm good now. So obviously CM Punk wins this match as a heel. I mean, he's not a heel going forward. Hangman Page was on commentary, and I want to talk about Hangman Page. Michael, you and I talked about this a little bit. Mm-hmm. Dirty, what do you think about? What do you think about the overall reign of Adam Page?
Yeah, it's not been overwhelming by any means. It's been a little meh later as of late, especially because it was a big push. It was a big, a big when he won the title from Omega. It was a big deal. And then, he was pretty hot there for a little while with some of his feuds. But yeah, especially lately, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6. You know what I mean?
Generous.
7. You know what I mean? Just not. Yeah, it's been very underwhelming. He's kept the title longer than I thought he would, but I don't know. It kind of means they're kind of putting some stock into him. So I think the second reign, maybe on down the road, if it ever happens, would be bigger and better. The guy can wrestle. I like it personally because I kind of watched him start out on the Indies a long time ago in North and South Carolina. You know what I mean? But yeah, it seems like we don't hear the Cowboy shit chants. The crowds don't love him as much as they used to, and I don't know. It just seems it just seems it's very it is underwhelming, and sometimes I have to go back and think, man, shit, who's the champion? Because it's not really in our face a lot. You know what I mean? But
it's like, okay, so this is what Michael and I were talking about earlier. It's like he's a non-entity champion. He doesn't even I can't even right now. I can't even really picture his face, and I've seen him wrestle 100 times in the past 3 years.
Sure,
can't picture his face. He got super over, and he's fantastic in the ring. But for the life of me, I cannot recall what he looks like. He's one of those people to me. He's just I don't care about his championship reign. I don't think he belongs there. But I don't have the nostalgia value of him. Where I didn't watch him come up
Yeah.
through the indies. So
Yeah.
as
He
a
had some great matches though. Like I liked him and Cole. That was good. Him and
No, I
Omega
liked-
was great.
I liked it. Yes, him and Omega was very good. But
Yeah.
I don't care about him as a character. Like I just don't. And I desperately want him to drop the belt to CM Punk. Like bad.
Yeah. I'd love to see Punk with it. You know, anybody but Moxley.
Read his book, goddammit.
Couple things here about Mr. Page. I'm gonna piggyback on what you were talking about there, AJ. I told you this too, that I have some umbrage that I take with Mr. Page and his promos. How dare you, sir, slag Bret Hart matches? Who the fuck do you think you are, slagging Bret Hart's ring psychology matches? Let me tell you something there, bucko. Bret Hart today is a bigger draw than you will be in the next 20 years. And he hasn't wrestled a match in, I don't know, when was Vince McMahon?
2000 and...
I mean, we don't know, Michael. Adam's just getting started. We don't know. He might end up breaking like Stone Cold, you know? We don't know. You're assuming that the rest of his career is going to be dull.
Right now, as it stands.
Sure.
He is saying that CM Punk has masturbatory Bret Hart matches. Yeah, it's called classic wrestling. There's a reason it was a massive draw back then versus the spot monkey shows we have now.
Spot monkey.
The funky monkey.
This is my point, though, is that if you're going to cut a promo as a heel, you typically do it in a way where you build up the title, the match. You heel out a bit, but you still put over, like, no, he's good, but I'm going to just smash his fucking face in, kind of like, Jesse Ventura and Bobby Heenan used to do.
Sure.
But, like, I don't get this, like, I'm going to run down my own company's top draw by shitting on his in-ring style and performances that, by the way, do fucking draw. And people are interested in CM Punk in his matches for a reason. Because they are in the style of Bret Hart's matches.
You think that's reigns of, or you think that's them just letting them be creative and say what they want to and kind of just, letting go of the reins and let them, say whatever they want. Not really thinking about that long term, you know what I mean? Like, you think they're, are they that involved? Or are they just like, go out there
in AEW they are.
That's a good question. Like, here's another problem I have with this. Listening to Adam Page's promos, his heel promos on Punk, they sound like the goddamn Hardy Boys talking. Not the Hardy Boys. The fucking Jacksons, the Young Bucks. There you go.
Young Bucks.
Those fucks. Like, the same language, the same verbiage. They're masturbatory matches. Fuck you. Like, you masturbate to your own matches, you goddamn assholes.
That was Meltzer.
Like,
yeah.
He sounds exactly like the Jackson brothers on Twitter, is when he's cutting promos.
Here's another thing.
I apologize to the Hardy Boys. You are far better.
Sure. Here's another thing I'm going to say about Paige, and we'll move on. If Paige loses the title and then falls back into, like, the Elite or one of the cliques, Undisputed, something, like, it would kind of make sense. You know what I mean? It wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I just feel like he's kind of a little bit interchangeable that way. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. Let's.
I can't picture his face.
I seriously, I cannot. The fuck's he look like? I don't know.
That's hilarious. He's got a noose around his neck because he's a hangman. You see.
Honestly, I keep picturing Dolph Ziggler.
Oh,
that's who I picture when I.
Yeah, he kind of looks a lot like him. Yeah,
he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Speaking of Hangman, I seen on Instagram today too. The Top Rope Bacon Girls made some cool Hangman Page cookies.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I love those girls. I want some of their cookies. I didn't actually get to eat one. They looked really good. I just want to eat cookies. Hello, Top Rope Cookie Girls. Give me some cookies. Really, I do want to mention, because I love this, Danhausen and Hook forming a little alliance.
Little Hookhausen?
Hookhausen.
Not me. Not me.
I'm with Dirty on this one. I hate this.
Really?
I hate this angle.
Really?
No,
Why?
man.
I don't think it's going to be like a long-term thing. I just think it was a fun little.
I mean, it is, but I just don't feel like we should have went there yet, man. Hook had the mystique going. He had the crowd behind him. He was whipping ass. We should have just kept doing that for a little while. Just let him start whooping ass of like some of the mid-carders.
Okay,
instead
that's
of,
a good point.
you know what I mean? Like I just want to see that going on, for a little while. And, now it's going. Now he's like saving the helpless dead houses out there. You know what I mean? Like,
very good. Very evil.
Yeah, very good. Very evil.
Very
yeah,
good.
like I
Very
love
nice.
both gimmicks. I just don't want them together yet. Like,
Okay,
what are they going to
that's
make
fair.
a tag team run? Like, get the fuck out of here. You
No,
know what
I
mean?
think this is it for them. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they did the little skit and it was funny.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to turn into anything going forward.
Me neither. It's fun.
Here's the problem with that is like Hook, like you said, Dirty. Like he had the mystique. He was like a real, badass guy. Got in there. Now we just have another fucking indie goofball. Like we have too many indie fucking goofballs. Like, stop with the goddamn shit. I just want to see wrestling on my wrestling program. Why is this so much to ask?
Indie goofball. So, speaking of indie goofballs, well, not really, but because this match was probably my favorite because I love Ricky Starks so much. Ricky Starks takes on Jungle Boy and wins, just beats him. And it kind of sowed the seeds for Christian Cage's little heel turn. I love Ricky Starks.
Real quick, I always have so much to say about AEW because it fucking boils my potatoes. I don't care about Jungle Boy anymore. I don't.
I like Jungle Boy.
He hasn't done anything new in 3 years. He hasn't gotten any better. He's the same guy.
He's won the tag team titles. What do you mean he does anything new?
What's he do different? He's the same skill level for the past 3 years. Like, take the dinosaur away, and what is he?
What are you, like the goddamn technical raider around here? Like, what do you mean? Like, he's fucking green as shit still.
It's been 3 years on a major promotion.
Sure, and he's tag titles, and they're going to have plans for him later on in life. He ain't going nowhere, man. He's, you know what I mean? Like, he may not be progressing. Right. I'm not saying he's not progressing, but like I think he's doing pretty legit being tag champ and, making the girls go crazy and selling merch and the women and the older ladies. With
But he's not Asian. He's got that. He's no Ricky Steamboat.
That's only Ricky Steamboat.
He's hot. He's Asian.
He's tan.
He's got everything you want. He's got everything you want. He's got everything you want.
He's tan. He's Canadian.
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Right.
Up next, I only want to mention this because, Michael, you brought up a very good point. Where is it? Skip. Oh, okay. So, and I'll let you talk about this, Michael, because I didn't even think of it. But
God. Okay. Yeah.
Another Owen Hart tournament qualifier. It's Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. The match itself, Jeff Hardy looked much, much better than he has in his last couple of matches.
Agreed.
But go ahead, Michael. What did you notice? And after you told me, I was like, oh God, no.
So before I start, Dirty, cool your jets on this one before I even start. All right.
All right.
You calm down, buddy boy.
All right. I figured we need to fire up here a little bit.
I mean, I'm always pretty at this level, so I need you to come up to me. Your mellowness. And
you gotta hit my button, man. Like
Jungle Boy, apparently.
Let's go.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Hit your button.
What?
The revolution is televised.
Okay.
I loved his entrance.
So,
that's fantastic.
Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
First of all, we have a gimmick match. Why? Why do we have a gimmick match? What is the angle? What's the feud? Why is there a gimmick match? So I already have a fucking problem with that. 2, okay, what kind of gimmick match are we talking here? It's a goddamn ladders match. Okay, now here's something really fucking stupid that I saw this and I was livid. Darby Allin decides to climb up onto something very tall and takes a disgusting bump for no reason in an Owen Hart tournament match.
Yeah.
You clueless dumb fuck. What are you doing?
With his mom sitting in the crowd.
Right there in the fucking crowd. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Like
oh
my
what?
God.
What? Because it's like a stunt match? Is that why? Like,
because Owen Hart fell off something very tall for no reason and died. That's why. That's a fucked up thing to do in this goddamn town.
okay, all right. Well, I'll say this: I did not ever even think about that watching the match until you guys just brought it up. So now I feel like shit, kind of. But
Yeah, well,
you know,
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it either.
I don't know. Did you know? I don't know. Did you got any of you guys think of that?
As soon as I saw that letter, I was like, "Do not fucking do this." And of course, because it's Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy, they have to jump off the things
Sure.
and destroy themselves for fucking nothing. And then it was like, "This is an Owen Hart match. Oh my god, this is a fucking Owen Hart match. What are they doing?" Livid, fucking livid, pissed. Fuck both of them for doing it. Fuck Tony Khan for making the match happen, and fuck whoever booked it. That is bullshit.
I think that's super overreacting. I'm gonna be personal, honestly. Like, I think that's overreacting big time. Like, I never even thought of that. I would bet that most people watching this show wouldn't have even thought of that either.
But now that's all I can think about. Because I didn't catch it either at first.
I didn't
make that connection.
If they did some sort of spot that was maybe similar, that was very insensitive, but I don't know. Like, I just don't see, hear me out, I just don't see how he fell like that had anything to do with a top of a ladder spot. That's just me.
All right, man.
I'll take that. I think. I mean, that's just my opinion on it, because I didn't even think about that. But, no, I mean, you're not wrong by any means. I just don't know, Primo said he didn't think of that.
Yeah,
was there anything written? Was there
Yep.
anything? Did anybody write about that? Anybody, like, any writers? Like, was she pissed? Do you guys know anything I don't know?
How do you, as Martha, not see a man falling from a great height and not think about that? How do you think about that?
I mean, that's true too. It's true too. I mean, I'm not going to take that away. I mean, put yourself in her position. Can't say that I wouldn't. But
well, also,
I don't know. Maybe it's been long enough where she's, I don't know.
Well, here's the other thing to think about. It's a memorial tournament. There's a reason it's memorial,
right?
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too far into this one.
Well, I'm saying too, like, I would think knowing what we know about wrestling, I would think if they thought it would have maybe offended her, that maybe they would clear it with her first, or be like, "Look, is this okay with you if we do this? We don't want to kind of make you mad or offend you or anything like that." But I don't know. I didn't even honestly. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little blown because I didn't even really think about that in that manner. So that's why I bring you here, Michael. That's why.
I appreciate it. I got something I'll tell you what. Let's lighten the mood. How about that?
Sure.
I got something.
Yeah,
for
Primo,
you.
AJ, say something. You fucking clams.
Well, I was gonna say something, but you guys were on it.
Yeah, you guys were just going.
Yeah. It's just combo,
I was just gonna say
just
that. Sure, yeah, it is. I mean, okay, Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy is definitely a dream match for me. If I was a teenager right now, Darby Allin would be my favorite wrestler, bar none.
Sure.
I was a teenager back in the day, and Jeff Hardy was my favorite wrestler. Still is. So it's just my style. Now, do I agree with what you said about the falling thing? I could see how that could be construed in that way. I was not thinking about that when it happened. I was just in a ladder match, especially with Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin. Shit's gonna happen. But like I said, like Dirty said, I personally was not thinking in that way, but maybe some people were. Obviously, you were. So there had to have been several others who were as well, and hopefully there was no offense taken. And I'm sure there was no offense made by it. But
yeah.
I'm
not going to deliberately want to piss her off,
right? Especially, Jeff and Matt, they knew Owen, so I would, I don't think they would try to offend the family.
You want to know what I'm offended by?
Your shirt you're wearing?
The fact
why would he be offended by his own shirt?
I am offended by this. I'm offended by the fact that we didn't get the full Bear Country. Instead, we only got Bear Boulder.
You only got Bear Boulder.
Oh my! Why are there so many bears? Why?
I love Bear Country so much because it's the dumbest thing in the history of things.
Are we going to talk about Jericho Appreciation Society?
No, I want
to know how Michael's going to lighten the mood.
Okay. I got something for you.
Okay.
Here's something you never noticed, but now you can't unsee once I tell you. QT Marshall
does not work up.
A less bloated Alex Jones.
He does.
Ooh.
He really does.
Look it up, baby.
Look it
up.
Yeah, that's like ether type stuff right there. Yeah, that's weird.
I got one more for you later, too.
Oh, God.
Jericho's looking skinny, though, is my last note.
He's looking real skinny.
He's looking skinny. What's he doing here? Is he going to make a movie?
The whole dad bod thing was part of his last gimmick in WWE, so maybe super ripped Jericho is just part of the gimmick.
All right.
If he's doing the sports entertainer thing, then yeah, that would be part of the gimmick, right? Because that's a Vince McMahon thing, right?
Yeah. You guys got anything else for Dynamite?
Not Dynamite.
So
I don't think for Dynamite now.
Let's move on to Rampage, where there was a bunch of fun matches and none of it meant anything. Well, that's not true. Like some of it meant something.
That was fun. Nothing means anything. I want that on your next T-shirt that you guys make. There's some fun matches. Nothing means anything.
Nothing meant anything.
This existential crisis.
So we had the Death Triangle versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Mark Quinn, who I don't care about Butcher's Blades or Quinn's, but Rey Fenix is back and in full force, and I fucking love it. Spot Monkey match, your favorite.
I do love some Spot Monkey.
It was great. It was so entertaining. As was Bear Boulder versus Shawn Spears, because obviously the Bear Country is the best ever. Ruby Soho versus Riho, another fun. I guess this one had some sort of
Destination Unknown.
Did you see Rio try and not listen to the music?
Yeah,
that was pretty funny. And then, so the only thing I really want to talk about is the main event, Scorpio Sky versus Frankie Kazarian. And first of all, I love this match. I love seeing Frankie Kazarian do things because he's still awesome, even though he's like 102 years old. But he's done like nothing. Like he was supposed to be like the elite hunter after the breakup of him and Christopher Daniels and all that stuff. And then they just kind of like forgot it for a little while. And so it's fun to see him back in, the company doing stuff. And I like that they teased a face turn for Scorpio Sky, but then didn't actually pull the face turn off. Because I feel like he would annoy me as a face. Well, maybe he'd be okay. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So, Scorpio Sky, does anyone actually like Scorpio Sky? Is that or is that last feud with Guevara just killed him for you guys too? Because I cannot with those two right now.
Yeah, I'm a big Ethan Page fan. Scorpio Sky, take him or leave him, really.
Yeah, I like Scorpio Sky in the ring, but I don't like him as a character. I think his mic work sucks.
He's bland.
Yeah,
yeah, he is. He needs
especially when you like. I think it was a giant mistake putting him with Ethan Page, who's one of the best talkers in the business. It just makes him that much worse by comparison. I mean, but the match was decent. I fucking hated Sammy Guevara in the crowd. I was like,
they got booed. They booed the shit out of him. And
good.
Yeah,
I can't stand. I can't stand his face.
Yeah,
stupid.
He's doing his job then.
He's not. They're not heels.
Chris Statlander's back. Heck yeah.
I love Chris Statlander.
Yep. She's back.
I've got a second observation that you can't unsee it for you about this show. First of all, I agree. AJ the Butcher, the Blade, Mark Quinn. God, fuck off.
Yeah, who cares?
Just stop. Like no one cares. But there was one participant in this match I want to call out because I have something interesting. Penta Oscuro. I now only refer to as Penta Ochinzo because whenever I see him, all I see is a big fat white chin, and that's all I see whenever I look at this guy now. Try to not focus on that giant fat white chin wrestling. That's all you'll see now because it's huge. It's like this big, and his head is like this big. It's mostly chin, and then he accentuates it by making it up his mask. He's mostly just chin.
He's all chin.
He's all chin and pleather. That's all he is.
Penta Ochinzo.
All right, AJ, you got anything else for the Rampage?
All
right, let's move on, boys. Let's talk about the Dropkick discussion of the week.
Do we have AEW Power Rankings?
Did you want to know who's?
We do that.
AEW?
Yes, sorry.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
My bad.
That's okay.
I'm a little rusty. I was off last week. I'm a little rusty.
Sorry, I was here, so I got you. I'm on task.
AEW rankings, Michael, if you will, please, sir.
We have three-way tie actually for the top spot.
Jungle Boy?
No.
Oh.
No.
Damn it. I was hoping I'd have a point there.
Your top three tied are 1, Hannah J, Ruby Soho, and Preston Vance.
I like Preston Vance.
Yeah, all three tied. I was telling AJ about this. I have a fun trivia question for you guys. How many wrestlers has AEW featured since WrestleMania?
Featured
have been on their televised recorded programmings.
I know the answer, so I'm not going to
Let's
guess.
say about 28.
Okay, Dirty.
I was going to go a little lower. 22?
218.
What?
I guess 40. I guess 44.
What are we talking about?
Because of AEW Dark and AEW Evolution. Yeah.
I was just thinking Rampage and Dynamite.
Elevation. Thank you. They have featured 218 different wrestlers since WrestleMania. And so this is why, if you like professional wrestling, like you really wanted to do well, and you want to see some people you've never seen before, check out Dark and Elevation. They are solid shows. You get to see a bunch of people that are just coming up, some people that have been around for a bit. You get good matches on it. Yeah. And it's free!
Yeah, and if like AEW is coming to your town and you go to indie shows, somebody you've seen on indie show is probably going to be on Dark wrestling, putting over somebody else probably. You know,
and Sky Blue is on there, who's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, so check out Dark and Elevation. Everybody, now, do it, or I'm going to keep tormenting Dirty.
Do it!
I mean, wait till after our podcast.
Okay. All right. Are we safe? Are we good? You ready? All right, ready? So. Now let's go to the Dropkick discussion.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Space Jesus, Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. you can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
The DD gets me every time.
Yep,
Yeah. DD. Thank you there. What were the cinematic marks?
Cinematic marks.
Cinematic marks. All right, here we go, boys. Let's talk about Trish Stratus versus Lita from Monday Night Raw, December the 6th, 2004, in my hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. But I was not there this very night.
What?
This was, I didn't go to this one.
Swim meet.
Yeah, this.
Oh,
yeah,
it had a swim meet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely had a swim meet. It was 2004. I believe this was at the what is now the Time Warner Cable Arena. Back then, the Charlotte Bobcats NBA team played there, so this was kind of a newer arena here. So, all right, so let's talk about this thing. A very huge women's rivalry, as we know, Trish and Lita. You know, it basically lasted career long for both of these girls. This was the first time a women's match was the main event on Monday Night Raw or a WWE show up until this point. Now, which made, this very revolutionary match. Now, these two would definitely become revolutionary players in the women's revolution, and this match kind of helped jumpstart it, by putting women in the forefront in the main event, that kind of stuff. Trish was the champ. Lita was the North Carolina native, so she was getting the hometown pops here in North Carolina, so she had the hometown advantage. Lita kisses Trish in a backstage segment before the match. Now, Trish asked, Trish at the time was calling Lita the kiss of death, correct? So she was asking who she was going to, be kissing tonight, and she said you. So she kissed Lita on the lips, or Lita kissed Trish on the lips. And so they kind of showed that before we get Trish coming out. She's got the nose guard on, to a somewhat decent pop. But the big pop came for Lita. She was pretty hot at this time coming out. When I say hot, I mean in all kinds of ways. And
like her foot was on fire.
Absolutely. Yeah. She was stepping out of bag.
She was running really fast.
She was. But she got a big pop from Charlotte. Lita was in her normal attire, except for she didn't have the thong hanging out on this match. But
no whale tail.
We can't have everything. But so Trish was in the full body, kind of black and pink, a little, heart-ish foundation colors there. So I can't not look at black and pink without thinking that. But all right, so let's be honest, guys. Most of us know this match for two things. We know that, right? Michael's attire. We know this match for two things. Okay, one, women headlining Raw for the first time, and two, the botch, right? Like,
oh god,
I mean, Lita's botch. It was a tope that she over-rotated. Now she didn't get hurt, so much, but it seemed like the match got, kind of sped up at that time. Although, Trish, we'll talk about it. Trish was still going, to the neck and doing things, but, they didn't have a whole lot of time. I think this match total was like, 9 minutes maybe? Like it wasn't after the bell ring, not any entrances or anything. So they didn't go very long. So, all right. So what do you guys got for me here going up to the start of the match? What do you guys think?
Go ahead.
I honestly...
Is there something playing? Sorry.
Us?
And no, I heard something. Anyway, continue.
We're currently doing a podcast.
So, before the match, Lita gave Trish the kiss of death. Nice, I said. Good move there. Trish, I laughed at Trish with the face guard. And I said, next week we get Orton versus Edge. And I put, what? Muhammad Hassan debuts next week, and Eric Bischoff returns, who will he decide the new World Heavyweight Champion is? And then Lita with the big pop when she came out, and also her song Never Gets Old.
Yeah, not really.
Maybe the old jukebox will roll that one out one of these days.
Jukity box.
The old Jukity box.
Michael, AJ, what do you guys think about the right before the bell here?
Go ahead, AJ. Go ahead.
I don't have much, so you go.
I was gonna say, Lita super over. Yeah, get that great hometown pop. My thought was, if I didn't know how this ended already, is like hometown for a title shot, she loses. WWE.
Yep.
That's all I got for the open. Yeah, exactly.
So the only thing I had before this match was that Trish's face mask looked very like Phantom of the Opera-y. Like, don't they make better face masks? Like, even back then, like, it wasn't.
They do. Hers had a bunch of padding in it.
Yeah, it looked like it was like this far off her face.
Yeah.
Like it looked like it wasn't actually protecting anything.
No, well, I mean, it clearly wasn't because she loses it later on.
Yeah.
Later on in the match. But I thought it was so at least find her, if it's a gimmick face mask, like, at least find her one that doesn't look unbelievably stupid.
Right. You want the one that's like the Kano faceplate, like with
Yeah!
the red eye in the middle,
That'd be
just the solid steel plate on her face.
I would love that.
See, now you're onto something.
See, I should just write for WWE all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's already happened. Yes.
All right. So let's get to the start of the match here. We got collar and elbow tie up, and the announcers are JR and King, and they basically are talking about Trish's nose, and the guard that she's wearing, all that kind of stuff. So Trish works on Lita to start out the match inside one of the corners. Trish gets in her Matrix move that we all, have came to see, where she bends over backwards and somebody misses a clothesline coming forward or something like that. But in this particular case, she misses a clothesline from Lita. Lita then tosses Trisha over the ropes. They go to the outside, and this is where the dive happens. It's pretty quick, okay, into the match, right? Okay, so Lita attempts a tope suicida dive. I believe it was between the top rope and the second. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so which she just over rotated and it just looked nasty. You know what I mean? If you've ever watched wrestling, you guys know that. We've seen this a bunch of times. She basically scorpions herself. And her feet are basically touching like the back of her neck. But I think what helped her out was she landed kind of like on her shoulder maybe more, than kind of like the angle that we famously see, right there. And I feel like during this whole time that Trish don't even really know what's going on, because she's kind of laying there and they had all just failed, but I don't think she really knew how Lita had hit, but this was scary. Refs down there checking on her. They kind of slow up here for just a second, not long, but you see Lita telling the ref the whole time that she's okay, she's fine, that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go. You keep hearing her say that. And then back in the ring they go. Ref is constantly checking on Lita. Lita goes to pull Trish inside the ring, and then Trish takes off her nose face guard and hits Lita with it. And JR says, her nose is fine. Ain't a damn thing wrong with it.
JR.
Which I thought was pretty funny. But so we get to Trish really starting to lay in the punches on Lita, even using a rear naked choke while on the top rope. So they are perfectly okay with Lita, somebody who just scorpion herself onto her neck, out of the tope suicida, taking a full frontal choke and being lifted up off the top rope. So this to me says that she's telling them that she's fully okay, like she's not even having any issues. She's not seeing stars or nothing like that. So there must be no concern with Lita at this point. And then we get another random replay of the botch as they go back to it once again, like almost as if to say, if Lita looks out of sorts, this is why. But she was, seemed pretty fine. But it was wild that she went back and showed it again. So, all right, so we get a Lita rally. She superplexes Trish off the top rope, which I thought was pretty fun, and then Trish kicks out of a pin. So now it's time for the setup and the close. Like I said, these girls just went like roughly about 9 minutes or whatever. So what do you guys have up until the close of the of here? Like, what did you guys, after going back and watching the botch, did you guys cringe as just about as much as you did seeing it before?
So, real quick, the reason I'm laughing is because when he talked about they randomly showed the botch again, I actually wrote down why.
Right. Let's go back and watch her almost break her neck.
Here's what I have: 13 seconds until they're outside the ring from the bell, which I was like, okay, that's fine. That's like I very rarely give that a pass, but you know what? I get it. Cool.
Yeah.
The blood stains all over the mat. I was like, that's fucking manky. Stop it. But again, it's Raw in Attitude Era. What are you gonna do? I wrote down Lita catches herself on the second rope. A young Cesaro says, "Hold my beer."
Yep, very tough.
Then the superplex is the other thing I wanted to ask about this one. I didn't really like the execution of the superplex. Thought it was a little on the sloppy side. But this is how you fucking sell a superplex. This is how you sell that move. They are both just dead on the mat. Because it's a superplex. And it's one of those things, I don't see anyone really selling that move that way anymore. Anymore, it's like, aha, I did this, and now it's time for a Falcon Arrow. Ha ha ha. It's like, stop. It's a big impact move. You're supposed to both be dead. But so far, I'm like, this is a classic match for a reason. So there you go. That's my thoughts so far.
I have different thoughts. Well, first, I wrote down two things: botch and blood mat. First, I thought that, I mean, it wasn't just that one gigantic blood stain that at first I'm like, did someone shit on the ring? Because it looked like poo, and then I'm like, oh, wait, when blood dries, it turns brown. But then there were like a bunch of other little spots all over the match too, or all over the ring too. I'm like, that's fucking gross. And then so I've never thought that Trish or Lita were especially good workers. Because they're not. They're just not. So when I was watching this match, I was like, okay, they're moving. Because never mind, I'll get to that when we go to the finish. But yeah, the choke in the corner, like, okay, but then Lita immediately no sells it and flips her. It's like, I'm okay with this, I guess. But the botch was gross. It's still just as gross as it was. Like 18 years later.
Yep.
However long. So yeah, I was not really all that entertained up till this point.
Primo, what you got?
First of all, I forgot that Trish used to do the back bend, and they called it the Matrix move.
Yeah, the Matrix move. That was all the rage back then.
Yeah, I mean, it did. I mean, this was, what year was this? 2003?
2004.
Okay.
So Revolutions had just come out.
Okay, and I did right there, although it looks like Lita broke her neck, she actually didn't. She broke her neck previously on the set of Dark Angel. And also I did read an article today about this exact moment. You see her when she takes the bump, she scorpions herself. She stops right there on all fours with her hair in her face for a moment. She said in an interview later on that she realized that it was a bad landing when she landed, and she was kind of confused because, the way she landed, but she heard the crowd gasp. So that's why she kind of like started making it, she sold it a little more, basically. and but she was fine. And she actually broke her neck. As we all know previously.
Yeah.
On that show, Dark Angel.
Yeah.
Good God.
Here's a question for you guys, considering the Matrix move. I want to ask you about this. What's the plan after you pull that off?
You fall down.
Because you're just in a bridge, and they're just like, "Here's my belly." Like if you were like a dog in the wild, like something's gonna bite you.
Then they give up and they give them the old red bellies.
That's what they should do to counter. Just stop with the old pink belly.
Get the old pink belly.
And then I put, what do you know? Trisha's nose isn't broken after all.
Mm.
And then I put, because at one point they say she's a 5-time champ more than any female in history. I said, well, let's fast forward 18 years.
Yeah.
However, Trish still does to this day hold the record for most reigns with the same belt, totaling 7 reigns.
Oh, okay.
And then, then we get to the finish.
Yeah, so the finish, it was a Lita finish. It was a twist of fate, and then that is after that was a moonsault. Couldn't get that out. So twist of fate, moonsault from the top for the pin. 1, 2, 3. I believe Lita. This was 3-time champ here when she won this one. I think. Not sure, but it was 3 or 4, one of the two. So. It was a Lita finish, from her finisher, around that time. So it was she had a great moonsault, I thought, one of the best, at the time. So, what'd you guys think about the finish, man? And then let's rate this thing on the Smelly Mark scale.
Lita's moonsault always scared the crap out of me because I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one, Dirty. It's just, she doesn't get enough height. She just kind of like dives straight back.
Yeah, she leans back more before she jumps, doesn't she?
Yeah, that has always scared the crap out of me from her moveset.
You know what that comes from? That's lucha. That's from all her Mexican luchador training. That's like kind of like what they teach them before they start getting elevation. So I always kind of thought that when I see her do it, but when I saw her like that. But.
That's fair, and when she's going for this one after the botch, you're like, oh my god. Because the whole thing with Lesnar doing the shooting star, the dude could do it 1,000 times in a row before doing a match. So it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Because I didn't exactly remember how that one turned out, but it was fine. I never thought she had a great moonsault, though. So it always scared the poop out of me.
Sure.
So I agree with that. Her moonsault, it's like she would fall backwards. Mm-hmm. And her head coming off the top rope before she rotated over was so low to the mat. Mm-hmm. I always thought that she was like going to catch her head and just be like, "What?"
Yeah.
I don't think she's a good worker. I mean, Trish is obviously not a good worker. She's Trish Stratus. That's not what she's there for.
Mm-hmm.
She's there for stratisfaction.
The girls nowadays are way better. I mean, let's just be honest. Yeah,
you can't even compare.
Sure.
I counter with Dewdrop.
Dewdrop is so much more athletic than either of these.
I think Trish Stratus is better than Dewdrop because she's never almost just crushed Becky Lynch, falling down.
I mean, that's true. But how many times has Trish Stratus fought Becky Lynch?
Oh, well, we don't know about their personal lives.
I will see you Dewdrop, and I will raise you hardcore.
She's technically both, though, isn't she?
A little bit. I did like the ending, though. I like that Lita got the win. I mean, I liked Lita back then. I really did.
Yeah, we all did.
But yeah.
We're going to cover the live sex show at some point, too. We got to cover that.
I'm sure that we will.
Nice timing.
Yeah. Primo, man, what'd you think about this finish, dude?
I put Lita with the gentlest twist of fate ever, followed up by a moonsault for the win. She does an inverted twist of fate, by the way, but it was just like
a gentle rocking.
Slowly, lets her.
Yeah. Just like she cradled her head to the ground. And I put new Women's Champion Lita, and JR going on the mic going nuts like Lita just won the main event of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then I got my smelly marks after that. My mark
Quickly,
scale.
boys, let's smelly mark it. AJ,
All
go.
right, go ahead.
I didn't like this match.
Sure.
3.
Okay.
3 smelly marks.
I put, historical first Raw Women's main event. The title changed hands, which I think is cool. I like seeing that. I like when titles change hands.
Yep.
It had Lita in it with 1/3 of Team Extreme. Trish Stratus is.
We know all this. Just rate it.
Nice to look at.
Did Primo hit a button?
I was waiting on him to go. Eh. Because Lita was in the match, I give it an 8.
No, actually, I give it a 6.
Me too.
6 smelly marks out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a 6 because it was in Charlotte, because it was a revolutionary women's match. It was the first time they had ever headlined. Had to start somewhere to get where they are today. Going 6, 5 if it wasn't that important. The match, the match wasn't that good. It was okay. Michael.
3 smelly marks, mainly because the guillotine choke in the corner and after the naked thing. It's like, if that's a planned spot, what are you doing? That's no longer a planned spot after that. Stop it. So 3 smelly marks.
Smelly marks. All right, that's going to do it for our Dropkick discussion of the week. Next week is our final women's famous matches. This one is going to be Charlotte Flair versus Becky versus Sasha at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. I was in the house for this one, so we're going to be talking about that one too. So, and then that will wrap it up for our women's month. And then don't forget, in June, we're going to be covering famous NWA Starrcade matches. All right, boys, let's get to these MMA picks. So
yes,
let's get up here before we get this big, huge square circle question underway. So AJ, 47 and 42 heading into this week. So there was no picks made last week. So let's get a pick made this week, brother.
Yeah.
You are picking women's bantamweight this week. All right, here we go. Number 5, Caitlyn Vera. Her nickname is Fetamino. Anybody want to tell me what that means? I think it's Spanish.
Fetamino? It's Italian.
It's Italian. Okay. Sure.
I don't know if it's Italian. I just made that up.
All right. So she's the number 5 ranked women's bantamweight. She's 12-2 from Brazil. 5'8", 136 pounds. She's got a 68-inch reach and a 39.5-inch leg span. Now she's going up against the number 2 Preacher's daughter, Holly Holm. 14-5 is her record right now. She's a USA fighter, 5'8", 136 pounds, 69-inch reach with a 38-inch leg span. What are you thinking here, Primo? You going with the number 5, Caitlyn, or are you going with number 2, Holly Holm?
Did AJ pick?
No, not yet.
Oh, did I say Primo? My bad.
First,
I'm not taking a week off ever again. I'm so off.
Before I pick, how do you spell Fetamino?
It means freak, by the way.
Oh, okay.
In Espanol.
I've heard of Holly Holmes. I'm going with Holly Holmes. We have someone that I know.
Yeah, she knocked out Ronda Rousey. I wasn't going to tell you that before you picked, though, but yeah.
I think I knew that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going with Holly Holmes.
There we go. All right, Primo, you've been leading the Gamblers so far to an 11-9 record here, man. Looking at this card here this week, you want to gamble on this main event, or you got your eye on another fight?
No, I'm going to go with the main event this week. I'm going to go with the Preacher's daughter.
Oh, all right. I like it. Both the boys going with Holly Holm. I like this too, man. This is going to be a good fight, man. I always like watching Holly Holm fight. So, all right, boys, that's going to do it for these picks, man. Primo, it's time to play Square Circle questions, man. Hit that game show music, baby. Let's go.
How dare you?
Showing you the Kurt Angle trophy, boys. Let's get into it, man. We've been waiting for this one, man. Acknowledge. We got a lot going on here, so let's bring everybody up to date real quick. So I am your current Kurt Angle Sit Down Marks pay-per-view champion at the moment. I just won it back at WrestleMania, so this is officially the #1 contendership. AJ, I'm about to mute your mic for the rest of the pod. You stop laughing. So, all right. So this is the #1 contendership, boys. I got a possible 7 points for you guys tonight, and I got a tiebreaker if we have to go there. Okay. All right. Now, should we end in a tie with two of you guys at the end of this? At the end of the squared circle questions? Well, then we will. Then I'll just pick against two guys, whatever. So we'll just do it. So the winner of today's squared circle questions, #1 contendership, will pick against me at the WWE Hell in a Cell card. The winner of those will take the Kurt Angle trophy and keep it all the way till SummerSlam. So let's get this thing underway, boys. Our first category is going to be wrestler today. This is a verbal answer here. So this is going to be a verbal answer. First correct answer wins the point.
Wait, did I turn my mic back on? Yeah, I turned my mic back on. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So, but if you have, you only get one. You get one answer, and you're out. If all three of you take a guess, then we'll go back to square one. But you only get one answer here, so better make it count, boys. This one's a tough one. You ready? Here we go. All right. Your wrestler today was born March the 1st, 1986, in Tampa, Florida. You're out. He is billed at 5'11", 285 pounds. That's definitely not Dolph. He trained in FCW and NXT. He played football at the University of Iowa.
Oh, God damn it.
He's in a very famous faction. He won Money in the Bank in 2021.
Big E.
Big E is correct, Primo.
Yeah.
He is two-time Intercontinental Champ, one-time WWE Champ. He likes to gyrate his hips, and he likes to say, in whatever city he's in, he likes to prelude it with, "Oh!"
I like that you put that in your fun facts of Big E. He likes to gyrate his hips.
He was born in 86?
Yeah.
He does not seem like he's old enough to be born in 86.
He's 35.
He's a youthful fella, isn't he?
He is. All right, boys. Question number 2. This is also a verbal answer. Okay. Now this is the pay-per-view segment here. But I don't want the year. Name that Mania is the category. You got to give me the Mania number, not the year. What number Mania it was? Yep. Okay. Same rules. One answer from each one of you. If everybody answers, then we'll go back to square one. All right, here we go. Ready? Not the year. Give me the Mania it was. Which Mania Ric Flair and Carlito beat Shane Helms and Chavo Guerrero?
2000 Mania. What number was that?
Mania 18.
No.
Incorrect. Michael's out.
1920.
Mr. Kennedy won the Money in the Bank.
21.
Incorrect. Fuck. All right, Primo. Khali defeated Kane. Benoit beated MVP. Undertaker beat Batista for the world title. The ECW originals beat the New Breed. Bobby Lashley with Donald Trump beat Umaga with Vince. Melina defeated Ashley. And John Cena defeated Shawn Michaels by submission for the WWE Championship. What number Mania was that?
24.
Incorrect. Back to square one. Anybody got a guess?
27.
Who said 23? We might have to go to the review.
We have to go to the tapes.
I have to go to the tapes.
I feel like I said it first, but
I'm pretty sure I said it first.
I'm lying.
Primo, your mic is all wonky. That's why you think you said it first, but really you didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't say it at all.
All right, I tell you what, we'll put that one in the tank, and we might go to the tiebreaker question for that one. So we'll come back. All right, boys, it's time for potpourri questions. Get out your phones. You guys are going to be texting me the answers to this question. The first
AJ, text me the answer.
First correct answer to this question.
Hold on, I have to find.
Gets the point here. Yeah, so go ahead and get the text ready.
I'm glad that I texted Dirty earlier today, so you were up top.
Primo, is your mic on one of those funny voices?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You sound like a bug robot.
A robot, yeah. Like a bug.
Like if an ant was a robot and could talk. That's what you sound like. Primo's disqualified.
Hang on.
So, how you guys doing?
Yeah, so how's your mom and them?
I got a vape. Look at this.
Look at you.
Vapor
guy.
How about now?
Oh, perfect. You're good. All right. You guys ready? All right. Yeah. Text me the answer. Who won the 1993 Royal Rumble? 1993 Royal Rumble.
Oh, God.
AJ is correct. The answer is Yokozuna.
So it was first to answer?
It's first answer. Yeah, it's first answer.
So it's 1-1 AJ Primo.
I'm pretty sure it's 2-1.
Pretty sure it's 2-1 Primo AJ. You're right.
All right. Okay. Next question.
Is this a text?
Is this another text one?
This is these three are all text.
Gotta have fast fingers, huh?
Yep. All right. Second question. Ron Simmons was the first African American to win the WCW title. Who did he defeat for that title? Primo is correct with Vader.
Oh, fuck off.
Very nice. AJ answered Sting. That was incorrect.
Yeah.
All right. Last potpourri question, number 3. Who first correct answer to text me? What was Chavo's pet horse's name when he had the horse riding gimmick?
Fuck! I have the book.
What was Chavo's pet horse called when he had the horse riding gimmick?
God dang it, dude. I have
AJ,
the book.
That is incorrect. It is not horse dick.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Primo is correct. The answer is Pepe.
Pepe the horse.
Pepe the horse.
Dick. So I'm pretty sure I got that one right too.
So I can't lose at this point, right?
Well, actually, you can because
I'm 4 out of 7. So
no, it's 3. It's 3 Primo, 1 AJ, none Michael. Okay, this one is worth 2 points.
Is this a texter still?
No, this is a verbal. Okay. You guys can throw out as many answers as you need, as many as you want till you get there. First one to throw out the correct answer wins. This one's worth 2 points. So AJ, you need to have this one. Okay.
I'm gonna mute AJ.
All right, here we go. What state was Mean Gene Okerlund born in? Go.
Oklahoma.
No.
Idaho.
No.
Indiana.
Minnesota.
No.
Ohio.
No. Just keep going.
South Carolina, Georgia, Florida,
New Hampshire,
Alabama,
Maine,
Louisiana,
Mississippi, Alabama, Arizona, Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington.
It's New York.
Nope.
Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia, Ohio, Texas. Indiana, Georgia,
Illinois,
Missouri, Kansas, Wisconsin. Nebraska.
Washington,
North Dakota, South Dakota.
South Dakota, that's it.
I just went through my geography from like.
You're going region by region.
All right, so Primo's going to be the winner. He's going to pick against me for shits and giggles. The tiebreaker The tiebreaker was, what was the attendance at WrestleMania Backlash? Estimated attendance.
23,000.
No. Way low.
16,000.
This was in Providence, Rhode Island, in an arena. So
Okay, so I'm gonna go 11.5.
yeah, it was 8,000.
Wow.
Oh wow. Jesus.
Congratulations, Primo. Me and you are going to go at it at Hell in a Cell for the shot at the title.
Good, no
job,
pressure.
Michael.
Kurt, are you ready to come back home, Kurt? Yeah, I gave you my new mail address, so you know where to send them.
I do. But won't be needing it. I sent you a T-shirt though.
I do.
This is exact one I'm wearing right now.
Good.
Those damn Coyotes.
Hey, I have that shirt.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get that shirt. Good show, guys. Good show.
Yep.
By the way, I did say it first. By the way, at WrestleMania 23.
Good job.
No, that was me that said it first.
All right, good job there.
I'll give
right,
it to you.
We'll be
Give me the irrelevant points.
in the
Thank you.
cell. All right, AJ, it's time to close the show.
I wasn't ready.
You weren't.
How's it going, everybody? This is the wild child, Connor Hopkins, the handsome coyote in Those Damn Coyotes. And you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
This show is Botchamania.
I was still going up for my victory.
We have a podcast that you
Yes,
can
we
listen to on various podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the fantastic ones. We also have merch. Go buy our merch. tpublic.com/stores/sit-down marks, where you can get your t-shirts, sweatshirts, posters, like that guy right there, coffee mugs, baby clothes, and many, many more items. That's website again is tpublic.com/stores/sit-down marks. Mirks.
Primo, talk to us, man. What are we doing next week?
Well, come on in close, Marks. Have a seat. That's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. It's the last part of the month already, and we're going to close it out by reviewing Charlotte versus Becky versus Sasha at WrestleMania 32. Another classic in women's wrestling history. As usual, we would talk about the world of wrestling and represent it with bad wrestler impressions and many words that will be botched. This is true. I am excited because next week is another edition of Primo's Music Class, baby!
Yes, we haven't played music class in a long time.
As DB will continue to assert his dominance on AJ.
I've never won. Like, I'm 0-6.
I never read the preview of the week before I say it, by the way. And much, much more. Tell a friend about us. See you next week.
All right, guys. Fun little question here to kind of help close out the show. As a whole, out of all the wrestling that you're watching right now, on the Smelly Mark scale, how do you feel about the state of wrestling right now? Michael, kick us off, man.
Ooh, overall, I would say 5 smelly marks out of 10. I mean, I've got hope for Impact that they're turning around. WWE is WWE. It's going to keep being WWE. And AEW keeps jerking me around with having some of the best shit I've seen all week and then some of the worst shit I've seen all week. Fucking figure it out. Be one or the other. So 5 smelly marks.
I am also... No, I'm going to go with 7 because AEW, fantastic. Impact, pretty fantastic. All the indie shows and like live shows, fucking fantastic. WWE, but there's so much other good stuff going on that WWE can't hurt the number that much.
Sure.
So 7.
Prismo.
Well, that's number 1 contender, Prismo.
Here we go. There he comes.
So, no, I have to say, I'm gonna agree with AJ. 7 smelly marks currently. we're currently in that lull after WrestleMania, and with WWE also, so they're still trying to create storylines. The best thing WWE has going right now is Cody, Seth, Bloodline, and KO and Ezekiel, which is hilarious. AEW's awesome. I just don't there's a lot going on in AEW. There really is. It's starting to get kind of mudded up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there are like Gargano and Cesaro rumors going around too a little bit about them.
Yeah, there is. There's a big rumor about who the Joker was going to be tonight, and then they're facing Samoa Joe for the Owen Hart tournament. But and then Impact is pretty exciting, honestly. AEW is exciting too. I mean, don't get me wrong, but Impact, is popping me for the first time in a long time. So that's exciting. NWA is cool. It's just throwback all the way.
Yeah.
I say the state of wrestling as a whole, I'll bump it up to an 8 because there is just so much to watch.
Yeah.
If you're a wrestling fan and you don't like one program, there's another one out there for you.
Right. For the wrestling that I watch, I feel like, I feel like the wrestling that I watch on TV, I give it a break because we see so much wrestling live on the indies. You know what I'm saying? So like if I have, I've hardly ever seen a really bad indie show. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So, and we've seen a lot of like bad wrestling on TV. So I don't know, man. Like I think like a lot of times I get that, because I see so much like indie wrestling live that I kind of give what we watch on TV more of a break because it kind of feeds my, need of watching good wrestling, whether it's good or not. It's live still, you know what I mean? So, so for that, I'm going to go with like a 7, you know what I mean? Because, although we've been to a ton of shows lately, did a ton of shows, you know what I mean? So, that's kind of like always fresh in my mind. But yeah, I'm going to stick with like a 7, like I'm big on what AEW is, but like Primo said, it is getting a little muddy and this roster is just, man, I feel like they need another show at this point, but I mean, and they do have Dark and Elevation, you know what I mean, too, but man, yeah, it's, but yeah.
All right, you've all convinced me with your indie talk. The indies are strong right now. You're right. I'm going to move it up to a 6.
They are pretty strong right now. Yeah, I feel like we got like a new wave kind of happening right now. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. By the way, I'm going to be at CCW again May 28th. Make sure you come check me out down there in Cape Girardeau. We're going to be giving out free merch. And then also, I wasn't here last week. I wanted to say congrats again to Shirley Farnham for winning the tickets to Iron Spirit Pro. It was really cool to meet her. She said she listens to the show, and we got to take a picture with her and all that stuff. And
she was awesome.
She was cool, man. It was cool, and she's such a big wrestling fan, and I love to see it. But cheap plug too, Iron Spirit Pro. We're going to be at the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. We're going to be doing a couple matches after a baseball game on, I believe it's a Friday night, June the 3rd. But after that, we got our normal show coming up in July the 16th on a Saturday. So that's going to be a big show back at the Station Saloon. And we got announcement of our next guest coming real soon. We're going to be cranking up the interviews back up here again. This guy, well, he's a champ right now. He's holding 2 belts, one in the both of them in the Midwest. I've been wanting to get this guy on the pod for a while, so stay tuned next week. I'm going to let Primo announce that big announcement of who we're going to have coming up on the show here pretty soon. So, all right, so that's going to do it, boys. Thanks, Michael. Just kidding. Fuck off. You jerk. Boo this man. Give him boos on the way out too, Primo.
Oh, you're all just so bitter. So bitter because one of us has the balls to be honest about AEW. You marks.
I mean, I said it's getting muddy.
Getting?
It does no wrong. You guys are dumb.
I'm saying muddy in the sense of the roster itself, and the forgotten young talent.
Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for coming back, man. We'll see you just in a couple weeks, man. You're going to be back for the June the 8th show, the post Hell in a Cell, and we're going to be talking a little Tully Blanchard Magnum TA I Quit match when you come back, dude.
Nice.
So yeah, so that one's going to be a fun one, man. Just kind of looking future forward there. So yeah, it's going to be fun, man. But glad to have you back on the pod, man. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me back on. I know we love to go at it, you and I. And
yes, we do.
I love it. It's all you marks need to understand is that this is all from the passion and love of professional wrestling. So
it is.
Also, other things too, real quick. One thing, just want to throw this out there. Whenever we criticize a wrestler, it's a character, not the actual
of course
wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what people understand.
Not the person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Jungle Boy, the character, fuck off.
Sure.
Mr. Perry, he's probably a lovely guy. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
It probably is. But yeah, so it's going to be fun pods coming up here. So that's going to wrap it up, boys. AJ, you ready to take us home, brother? Well, maybe.
Grab them cakes, eh?
Okay, so I didn't order the Thump underwear.
What the fuck?
I bought the Thump thong!
Yes.